know, the greatest thing about my show and the excitement I get is I never know any of my guests. They just come on, and my producer and director might just give me the name, and that's all I know. I know absolutely nothing else. So this is Cop Block, and apparently I don't know what they do, but we're going to find out pretty soon about what they're doing and how they do it. But whatever it is, it sounds pretty cool and it sounds pretty good. But it's all in Vegas. It's all about Vegas. Is it all about Vegas?
Yeah.
Is it all about helping Vegas?
Absolutely. It's about helping Vegas help itself.
Helping Vegas help itself. How do we do that? How does it help itself?
So one of the main things that we do is we encourage people to film the police. Go out and do what's called cop watching.
So it is actually cop watching. So you are actually watching the cops.
No, we're filming the police.
You're filming them as well.
We film the pigs, every interaction.
Okay.
For our own interactions, as well as when we see them stopping and harassing other people as we go around.
So you actually want to make sure that the cops are actually doing the job that they're supposed to be doing, and not like hurting other people.
Not murdering people.
Or not murdering people. And I know we've had a lot in the news lately. We've got people killing cops and cops killing people, and this seems to be getting.
The people are defending themselves against the police. And police aggression.
And also the police are defending themselves. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go.
You know, that's kind of nebulous.
The thing about that is, you know, I warned the police in 2013 that if they kept acting the way they were and kept being violent toward people,
what did they do?
Reaction.
What did they do that sort of really broke the straw of the camel's back that you decided that you wanted to kind of?
For me personally, they murdered a guy that I went to high school with, named Stanley Gibson.
They murdered him, and how?
He had just moved into an apartment, and he had PTSD because he had served in the Persian Gulf.
Okay.
So he had memory issues because he also had cancer from the uranium that they used.
The guy, he had a lot of mental problems, but he's a vet.
He was a veteran of the war who got sick during the war. It was the cause of the war.
Yes, which we have a lot of that, and I just wish people would understand that out there. They need an awful lot of help out there, the vets. They really do, because to go through a lot of things, we just see a little clip of it on television. They actually go through that 24 hours a day.
Right, and to remember, the police are all, they claim that they're trained, and they have a crisis intervention training program where they learn to deal with people during mental crisis. They're not supposed to go in and murder as their first course of action.
What causes them to do that? Are the police protecting themselves? Are they not?
It's the training. They're taught to shoot first and ask questions. They never ask questions because they don't investigate. So they're taught just to shoot people. And
they're cowards deep down inside. You don't see firemen ever running away from fires or not doing their job.
Oh no, firemen! I admire the firemen. I mean, they're amazing.
That's why the police are cowards, because the first thing they do is tase.
They're trained to believe that they're
now, police never were.
Police
were never like this, and we got.
No, they've always been this way from the beginning.
But nobody's ever brought it up then.
Well, the advent of the cell phone and videotape. Yeah. There's always been police abuse. It's always been covered up or not being able to be documented. We're at a unique time where we now have the power. Hey, it's not my word against the pig's word when I go to court, and the court always would take the pig's side. Now I say, you know what? The video doesn't lie. You'll see a live interaction.
This is fascinating to me, because now, since technology has become so vast and so big, now you can be driving.
You can walk around with a camera in your pocket now.
Oh, wait a second.
It's so beautiful.
So the thing is,
put this over here, they're filming me.
Right? So the thing is, it's not that the police are so much worse. It has gotten a little bit worse.
But now you've got it on
you're
camera.
Seeing it.
Now everybody's seeing it.
And it's also
now you're seeing an awful lot of it.
The integration of races. So
yes. I just had a girl on and we were talking about that.
Yeah, back before the late 60s, you had the where black people were living basically in the ghetto.
Yes.
And the police could go in there and they could abuse black people, and the only people who were seeing it were other black people.
Yes.
And now the races are living amongst each other. So
well, now everything's much more open now. Things are much more open now. Things are much more out there. But even with the filming now, and I was watching it, I was thinking, this is fascinating because they say the police have the cameras and they have all this. Well, so doesn't the civilian have the cameras.
Well, we've had the cameras way before them.
But not only
and they're resistant.
Yeah,
the police are resistant to have their actions filmed.
Yes.
They actively shut off their cameras. There's cameras on the police car. They'll actively open their hoods to block. They'll break off antennas off their car. These have all been caught because they don't want to be caught doing what police do, which is being violent and waging a police war against the people.
Yes.
So,
okay, so we hear a lot about the African Americans. They seem to be an awful lot after the so they all seem to be in trouble. Now, but I don't look at it that way because I don't have color things. But I look at it like there must be everybody out there.
They prey on vulnerable people.
Minorities.
Don't have the resources to defend
That's right.
themselves.
Poor people.
So they prey on minorities and poor people mostly.
So what
the homeless is another big.
Oh, the homeless. Yeah.
They're brutal and horrible.
Now the homeless are all of different colors and different. You've got.
But they suffer from poverty and
they have no money. Mentally, they're mentally sick and everything else. I know a lot about the poverty side of life, and I just feel so bad about that. I mean, so what do you two exactly do? What is your where are you going in life, and where are you going with this, and what are you trying to get out there? And I love having them on. The reason I like having them on because this show is very, very open. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are, or what you do. We just bring out the news. So finding out what both of you do, obviously protecting people.
Part of it is documentation, so we actually go out and film the police. And
So how do you know to film a place where something's happening or going on? How do you find that?
In Las Vegas, it's actually a really unique area because you can go down to Fremont Street or you can go to the Strip and there's a million cops and you don't have to look for them.
Okay.
You almost have to
but then you can just stand there.
And the thing is, wherever you see a police officer interacting with someone, and you see it every time you drive down the street.
So that's when you come up with your camera?
Of course, because we know the inclination of police is to be violent.
And how do they perceive you? How do you bring this as evidence? Or where do you take it to? So you've got this evidence of somebody that's very sort of whatever.
Absolutely. There's a national organization, the Cop Block organization, and then there's a bunch of independent cop blocks throughout the nation. Some cities have more than one chapter. Ours is NevadaCopBlock.org. If you want to.
It's nvcopblock.org.
Yep.
Okay.
And you log on to there, you'll see all the instances of people sending in videos of what they see.
Okay, so let me just do an instant like. So you shoot something.
So if I saw something and somebody was being abused, I would try to contact that person and let them know they had the video. But I would also make sure that it got in. First of all, I would put it out there publicly. To make sure
social media.
Yeah, so I want to make sure it's not going to disappear, and then I would file a complaint with the police.
Now, how would you? Then you take this to the police and say this is what happened. How does the person know who is being attacked or being whatever happens? How do they know you're doing all this, and how do they know what's going on? And are they willing to actually come forward and let you present them?
That's the individual person. Normally you would see me because I'm not hiding. I'm just standing.
Well, of course not. No, but that doesn't mean to say that you're going to present it to the police. They don't know that because they don't know who you are.
Anybody who's arrested, that's a public record, so I could figure out who that was, and if they wanted to pursue it, and if it's somebody that's been abused
by the police,
they want to, because the other thing the cops do, they beat you up and then they charge you with assault on them.
Okay, so that's kind of twisting everything around.
They have to justify their actions.
But now you have it on camera.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is the danger about cameras. This is the dangerous thing.
This is one of the
dangerous.
things.
It's a good thing because it's the right thing that I've often thought there's a couple of things happened to me, and I've often thought to myself, God, I wish it was on camera because that's not what happened.
Exactly. And I
could give you an incident about it. I could give you an incident. I was pulled over in Los Angeles. I was the second car on an intersection. The car in front of me, and I'm exactly where I should be, he took a long time. That's my phone, don't worry. My phone rings, And I make, the left, and all of a sudden this guy, he pulls me over, and I said to him, what are you pulling me over? He said, you made a left turn on a red light. And I said, well, what do you want me to do? He said, well, you shouldn't do that. And I said, but the car in front of me didn't move fast enough. Where do you want me to stay there? And they gave me this humongous ticket. I had to go to court. I had to do everything. And that was a wrong ticket. And he knew it.
And
because I was only the second car. He said, well, you're the second car. I said, well, hang on a second. You know, we're all supposed to just have one car out there.
Right.
But the thing about that,
but I needed a camera for that.
The other thing about that is that at this point, the police use tickets to create revenue for the government. So
well, yes.
They can find
let me not go there.
So they'll find any excuse to give you a ticket, even if they know it's bullshit.
Yes. Absolutely.
So,
I do agree. Sometimes I wonder, with all the crime and everything going out there, why are they so worried about sitting, you know, two of them? There was the Southern Highlands, they have two of them.
Solving a murder doesn't pay, but writing a ticket does.
But there's
really
two of them sitting there, and now they say they can't. And I'm not against the police. Believe me, I'm not against you out there. I'm really not, because I really, truly believe there are a lot of good ones there. It's like everything. There's good and bad.
Well, that's why they say ACAB.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
ACAB is very important.
Yes, I don't know about that.
The good ones get thrown out by the bad ones.
So that's how it works.
They get filtered out because it's, you know,
right. So
it's a big club. And
so you became part of this club, and because you want to protect people.
I want to protect the citizens. I see the injustice. I see that the police are becoming more like a Gestapo than if you notice, cop cars at one time on the cop car it said to protect and serve. No longer. They're not here for the community. They're here to protect their corporate masters and to generate money.
Is there any incident that you could give me that you could turn around and say, "Wow, that was a nice cop"?
Well, I mean, absolutely. I could give you a lot of instances, but however, I could do the same thing. You could show me a set of Nazis, and I could say, "Look, here's a wonderful Nazi. Look how he's playing with his children. Look how he loves his dog." But there's a overall character. He's still a Nazi. His job, and the police, sure, they might buy an ice cream cone for someone or help somebody fix a flat, but when they're not doing that and they're abusing the citizens, it doesn't make them nice.
I guess the
reason doesn't make them because they do nice things.
Partly it's based on who you are. So if you're one of those people that they like to harass, they're not going to be nice to you. They're going to harass you.
Do they actually go after someone? Because I don't know that. I'm very innocent on this thing because I really don't know. When they have somebody that does stuff, and then that's the first time, and then they can't not keep an eye, but they're in the area, so then they see that person doing something else. Do they keep harassing somebody like that?
Well, they do it to the homeless constantly because they know that the homeless don't have resources. So they know that if they give them a ticket and they have to appear in court, they have no way.
What's the point of giving a homeless guy a ticket? He's got no money anyway.
Well, that is the point.
Right,
because
so they
don't
get
have the
them into
money,
the system.
so then they have a warrant, so now they have control over that person.
And they get paid for prisoners.
They can arrest them anytime they want.
Right.
And
I'm learning a lot here. I'm obviously very neutral with everything possible. I love you two guys coming on my show.
Hey, let me just offer this up for you.
Okay.
There's a movie that was filmed here. It's called What Happened in Vegas. If you want to see the truth about the police and the policing in Vegas,
probably can't see it, but
you must come and see this film. It's going to be released here in the theaters if you're local Vegas.
Early September.
Okay,
early September. Come out and see it. It's award-winning. We've done a lot of film festivals, and it won award every festival.
It's not what happens in Vegas. It's not what happens. It's what happened.
Right.
It's a different word on here. It says what happened in Vegas.
I'm sorry.
So this is an actual happening. Yeah, because we've got to clarify. Because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Hello, that's the word. So what happened in Vegas is actually. So this is kind of a. Now you this.
That movie covers the murder of Stanley Gibson, Trayvon Cole, Eric Scott, and Tashi Farmer.
Oh, we got to see the movie.
Oh, you have to.
I'm not going to say.
Patterson's in it, so you'll see it.
And it won Best Documentary at the Black Film Festival, and it won the grand prize.
Do you think the reason it won all this, do you think the layman out there actually wants to see all this come out there and to actually see, because I assume a lot of this is actually filmage.
We actually know that Metro doesn't, because they've been trying to prevent it from going into theaters.
Metro doesn't want this out. Well,
that's the movie Metro doesn't want you to see.
And the reason they don't is because it's not only a good movie, it's true.
Well, you've got. The thing is, you've got actual footage.
Absolutely.
So when you have actual footage of anything, it's very hard to deny what something is. But I would also like to feel that there are some good out there. I would like to feel that, because I'm a very positive person.
The thing about that is when people talk about good cops, they usually talk about, this cop had the opportunity to murder me and he didn't. And that's not a good person.
No.
So That's usually the examples you actually hear. Is like that. This cop pulled me over, and he could have given me a ticket for these 12 things that are nothing that nobody should get a ticket for, but he didn't, and he shouldn't have done that. So that doesn't necessarily make him a great person. That just makes him.
I think we all have an opinion about cops.
And the other thing about that is,
that's true.
Another person he might have given those 12 tickets to, because so it depends. If you're like this white executive, and you get pulled over by the cops.
Me, like me.
Right?
There we go.
So you might not get those 12 tickets. But if you're, a black person who's wearing a hoodie and the cop decides he doesn't like you,
and I'm a celebrity,
he might give you 15 tickets.
And I get tickets.
Well,
so they don't.
But I'll tell you what,
they don't look at me. They don't look at me and say, "Oh, she's lovely. She's pretty."
If you're living in a minority neighborhood, they'll have saturation teams where they'll flood that neighborhood.
They literally
but you go to Summerlin, they don't put saturation teams up there.
They literally
stop
said that.
Every
Metro
car.
spokesperson said we would not do saturation patrols in Summerlin.
Which is predominantly wealthier and not as racially diverse.
What they do with the saturation patrol is they go in and they stop you for any excuse. If they find you jaywalking on a residential neighborhood, they will stop you.
What I'm going to say is I'm not stuck with 2 guests of not talking. They have talked the whole time. We've learned an awful lot. I'm very neutral because I bring out news and everything else, so you're not going to get my opinion. But I love having them both on because I like to get the other side of what's going on, and maybe we'll have, maybe have the chief of police come on and have his opinion and see what he says. But what I would like, I'd like to
tell
know.
You the cops are wonderful and they never do
I'm
anything
sure.
wrong.
Ask him if he believes in the thin blue line.
But what I would like to know is how can people get hold of you? People that would love what you've just done, what you actually support. And I think it's great because you're supporting the citizens. You seem to be supporting the homeless, and the homeless already have a tough time. Never mind.
That's the other thing we do is Food Not Bombs, which we go out and get food that would be thrown out by stores otherwise.
Yeah, so you get all the food and everything. Oh, that's amazing. How can they reach you? How can they reach you?
So we're on Facebook.
Okay.
Nevada Cop Block. They search for that.
Okay.
Or Food Not Bombs.
Okay.
And then on the internets.
You're on all the internets. So can I ask you a question?
Every single
Are you going to put this show everywhere?
Absolutely.
Because if you do, you can.
Thank you very much.
You have my blessing. We absolutely have. Only
well,
because I like to bring everything out. So I think what you do is absolutely amazing because you are helping other people and you're bringing something of what you think and of what you feel to the attention to the public. So I think that's pretty cool. I think they're pretty cool guys, aren't they? I mean, do you get paid for any of this?
No. I don't get paid. This is all done because it's necessary to do. People have to start taking control of their lives and taking control of their communities.
Yes.
The police are not really necessary.
Actually, what he just said is something I would like to elaborate on, is that you've got to take control of your communities. Just because you're a layman out there, you're not a cop and you're not anybody else, you've got to help each other. Don't have this thing about, help each other.
People should work in their communities so the police don't have to come in their community.
There you go.
Right.
So they're not threatened by the police because the police aren't there.
That's amazing. Thank you very much. They've been amazing.
The website, though, is nvcopblock.org.
Okay, we'll be right back. Take care. Thank you very much.
That was great. Thank you very
Did you
much.
like that?
Good interview.
Did I do it?